Hello, my name is Krista Sheel, and I'm the Program Director with the Alzheimer's Association. And I'll be sharing with you communication tips and hints to help improve interactions with persons with Alzheimer's disease or related dementia. Anyone who interacts with a person with dementia will need to change their approach and change their style of communication. This is an important concept because the person with dementia cannot change or try harder. The communication challenges they are experiencing are from the damage taking place in the brain. So some of the communication challenges persons with dementia may see, we may see that they have difficulty remembering and understanding words. We may see that they have difficulty speaking logically, maybe speaking rationally, and following instructions. We may find they're having more difficulty responding to the questions that people are asking of them. And they may easily lose track of his or her train of thought and leave off mid-sentence because they weren't sure where they were going with that conversation. There are things that you can do to help the person communicate. It's important to be patient and supportive and to reassure the individual to take their time in trying to communicate with you and that you're there to assist them. It's also important to limit distractions in the environment. So if you're having a conversation with a person with dementia, turn off the TV, turn off the radio, or if you're going to a restaurant, it can be helpful to ask for a quiet corner to help reduce distractions when you're out. You can also encourage unspoken communication. So let's say you're having trouble understanding what the person is trying to say to you. You may ask them to point or gesture to help get their point across. One of the most important strategies that I can share with you is to avoid criticizing, avoid correcting, and avoid arguing with the person with dementia. We know that they are going to say things that are incorrect, and we need to ask ourselves, is it really a problem? Is it really a problem that they say today is Wednesday when in fact it's Monday? And instead of correcting them or instead of arguing with them, it's very important for us to learn to let it go. Let it go and move on in the conversation and keep it positive. Some other ways for you to assist with communication: refer to the person by name when speaking to them and make eye contact with them before addressing the person. This is a very helpful cue to them to know that you'd like to have an interaction. It's also important to speak slowly and clearly and to use simple words, phrases, and sentences. Keep it simple. It can also be helpful if you need to repeat what you've said to repeat using exactly the same words. This is another helpful cue to the brain if the information could come in the second time the same way. Another important strategy can be offering limited choice questions instead of open-ended questions. So, for example, instead of saying, "What would you like for dinner tonight?" which is an open-ended question, you might ask, "Would you like chicken or fish for dinner?" Another very important concept to remember with communication is to rely heavily on nonverbal communication and to really try to convey calmness in your tone of voice, gestures, and expressions. So you'll find that if you start to become angry or frustrated, you may see the same thing in the person with dementia. So do your best to keep things calm in your tone of voice, gesture, and expressions. We know that these tips and strategies take practice to implement. We hope that you consider attending a support group to learn from others or attending an education class on communication tips and strategies. If you need more information on Alzheimer's disease, please call the Alzheimer's Association's 24/7 helpline or visit our online Alzheimer's and Dementia Caregiver Center.
Support for Next Avenue Moments is provided by the Helen Daniels Bader Fund, a Bader philanthropy.